Season greetings. We do hope that you are enjoying the long holiday. Here is wishing everyone a prosperous year 2022. It is a season of celebration of the end of 2021 and the impending beginning of year 2022. If there is anything to celebrate, it is the giant strides that our young ones are making in various facets of life. In the spirit of the season, today's episode of Tax Matters is a celebration of our youths. What we are sharing with you on this episode is a public speaking competition organized by the Society of Women in Taxation, Lagos chapter, for students of government secondary schools in Lagos State. Avid viewers of the program will recall having watched excerpts from that event on an earlier episode that came your way in November. We were very impressed with the performance of the young ones, and we decided to bring you the full story. Here we are.
The theme is how can we improve the Nigerian tax system. I'm going to start by calling on Adeyemo from Ipakodo Senior Grammar School.
Ladies and gentlemen, for a change of face for the Nigerian tax system, an increase in its effectiveness and efficiency, there must be a stop to all forms of corruption in the system, one of which I'll be emphasizing on is the discretionary granting of exemptions. Many countries run into a huge loss of revenue through ill-designed exemptions like costly tax holidays and other irrelevant or inappropriate tax privileges, whereas common exemptions can reduce tax system's complexity while boosting revenues and also broadening the tax base. Furthermore, a wise man once said to me, and I quote, "He who learns from others' mistakes and success, regardless of his level of intelligence or capability, is a sage." Talking about leading by example, Georgia, a country in the Eastern Europe, went through the process of tax reform, which gave the government a mandate to reform their economy and also fight against widespread corruption by adopting a policy of zero tolerance for corruption. In reference to my quote earlier, if Nigeria can also have a clear mandate to reform the tax system, then there will be elimination of minor local taxes, reduced rates, a simplified tax system, and to capital, zero corruption. However, the VAT, value-added tax, has proved to be an efficient and strong revenue booster, and the VAT is a simplified tax structure which rarely has a loophole for evasion. Therefore, the concerned agencies in the system should ensure that every vatable business should be registered as a VAT agent of the government. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, I put it to you that the efficiency the tax system is based on its technological advancement, and that is why digitalization in taxation is one of the most best benefits for a tremendous positive impact to the Nigerian tax system. It will interest you to know that the digital ease and convenience in paying of taxes would be a great benefit to Nigeria's tax system's operationality, and technological innovation in tax system will in exposing tax evasion, increasing digital stimulation for a wider accessibility of the mass, and virtual mobility, by creating a portal where taxpayers can get instant feedbacks on questions and answers, as well as instant access to information on tax issues.
Just like a building with poor foundations and poor pillars, so also is a country with poor tax policies and systems. Majority of Nigerian citizens believe that the payment of tax is a punishment imposed by the government on the people. And this particular belief has led to increase in the number of tax evaders. It has led to the drastic fall in the generation of revenue by the government, and it has led to the fall of our economy. And this particular circle of ignorance has been existing for so many years, and now it is staring each and every one of us in the face and leaving us with just two options, either to think fast or to fall flat. We all know, and we don't need anyone to tell us, that the Nigerian tax system is very inefficient as at now. How then can we improve our tax system? The first and the major thing that has to be done is the creation of awareness. The government should organize enlightenment programs in both rural and urban areas, especially in areas where people do not understand the importance of paying taxes. And it shouldn't just stop there. The government should bring this theory into actualization. And I just go, seeing is believing. After teaching them the theory, go ahead and they can go ahead with the provision of social amenities in these areas so that people can understand that these things we see are the importance of our taxes. Another Another initiative I would recommend is the formation of partnership between Nigeria government and the central bank, so as to seek out ways to digitalize the payment of taxes. And this makes it easier and more comfortable for people to pay taxes. In a situation whereby it is linked directly to individual accounts, it is easier for citizens to pay taxes even in the comfort of their homes. The first step is stratification. From age 0 to 16 are tax exempted because they are minors, and they are also expected to enjoy all tax benefits. And from age 17 to 25, they are also tax exempted, but with full and proper registration and documentation by the government at the state and local level. From age 26 to 65, they are expected to pay their tax with full monitoring, because by then they've enjoyed all the benefits by the government, and it is now their turn to return that favor by paying their tax regularly. And from age 66 and above, they are also tax exempted, because by then they've served the government by paying their tax. Now it is time for them to sit back and enjoy those benefits of the payment of tax. Note, this is only for private sector only. The public sectors, like the companies, both the small-scale company and the large-scale company, are expected to pay their tax, but the amount the small-scale company ought to pay should be lesser than the one the large-scale will pay, so as to avoid crashing down of the companies. Also, census is another part to make Nigerian tax system improved. Before classification can take place properly, census must occur in Nigeria. Census can occur through digital technology. Experts should be put in place to take care of the counting of the people. Then classification follows, like the classification of the agro-allied group and the agriculture, the communication, and so many more. Also, a searchlight should be put in the entertainment industry. The tax woman should know the amount an artist receives from his or her acting, the amount a musician earns from the release of his products, and the amount a producer receives from the movie he or she released. The tax woman should know about it. Also, the Section 101 of the Companies Tax Enforcement Act should be put in the tax system. This will also encourage and improve tax system in Nigeria. You can't expect a youth who is not working, or a company that is about to crash down, you can't tell them to pay tax. It's not possible. Thereby, education, job, social amenities, the government should strive harder to make the people know why they are paying the tax and what the tax are doing.
Even though taxpayers identification number, that's TIN, has been in force since February 2008, the Nigerian tax system should be improved with e-payment, as this would encourage the innovation of a user-friendly or easy-to-use digital platform enabled for taxpayers to remit their taxes without having to leave the comfort of their homes and offices. The taxpayer should know the exact amount to pay, the basis for the taxation, the rate, and the relevant authority on which to pay to. Tax touting should be abolished. That is, only those who are qualified as personnel should be involved in the collection and enforcement of taxes. Offenders of this should be punished duly by the law. Tax audit should be given major priorities. Many companies and personnel are intentionally not keeping financial records, under declaring losses and under declaring profits and outright declaration of losses, just to avoid or evade tax. And there is one more issue currently making waves throughout the country. That is the proper organization on which to collect this value-added tax in Nigeria. And this is between the state and federal government. There should be a clear and proper legislation to this. And there should be democratic accountability on the part of the government. Tax-generated revenue should be used to improve the life of the citizens and protected from embezzlement.
To begin with, training of tax officials is very important if an effective and efficient tax system must be put in place. Every tax official needs to be trained and needs to be a professional in any tax-related matters. Furthermore, Tax awareness and enlightenment must be given to the general public. Yes, some people might be aware, but they might not have the real knowledge. They might not know the importance and the benefits of tax in the society. This can be done through campaigns, rallies, radio jingles, TV adverts, in pidgin and other local dialects around the country. This will help to educate the people and make them understand that tax is not just a choice, but an obligation as a citizen of a country. In addition, stiffer penalties and punishment must be enforced on all tax defaulters, such as asset forfeiture, jail term, and withdrawal of license where applicable. This will help to serve as deterrent to other tax defaulters. Furthermore, the entertainment industry in Nigeria needs to be more focused on. In a country like Nigeria, you see a lot of celebrities flaunting their wealth on social media, driving exotic cars, building luxurious houses, but are not complying to the tax rule and regulation. I believe that if they are made to pay their taxes regularly and appropriately, there will be a lot of money in the government's purse to help fund public projects. How can the Nigerian tax system motivate the general public? Of course, through investment in infrastructure and education. A quick flashback to the tenure of Babatunde Raji Fashola, the former governor of Lagos State. He invested so much in infrastructure and education, and a lot of people were moved and motivated to pay their taxes. Particularly the market women were said that they all queued up, all in the name of paying their taxes. I believe that if such method is made and used for a good use today, I believe that the Nigerian tax system would be more smoother, effective, and efficient.
I'm a very busy man. My business involves a lot of traveling, and I interface with lots and lots of people and organizations. Tax compliance used to be a big drag on my business. It was time-consuming and very costly. But now, no more. Introducing the FIRS Tax Pro Max, the truly fully end-to-end tax administration solution for companies' income tax, value-added tax, petroleum profits tax, and all other tax types. For fast, efficient, and convenient end-to-end tax experience, log on to www.taxpromax.firs.gov.ng. Tax Pro Max has turned things around for me. It is fast, user-friendly, and cost-effective. FIRS, making tax administration as easy as ABC.
How do we make Nigerians tax compliant, and how do we meet sustainable development goals? There is need to have a tax system that is improved, that promotes 1. Fairness and equity, 2. Adequacy, 3. Simplicity, 4. Transparency, and 5. A strong tax administration. Now to my strategies. Initiatives to achieve fairness and equity. 1. Everybody should pay taxes according to his or her ability. Every taxpayer should pay tax in proportion with income bracket. This can be done by taxing inheritances to everybody. 2. Wealth taxes should be introduced. This will help to boost revenue and performance rates will be achieved. 2. Adequacy. This can be achieved by 1. Closing all loopholes that cause individuals to have excuses for avoiding to pay taxes. Also, simplicity. Simplicity can be derived by bringing together all the taxes in Nigeria into one singular tax in order for taxpayers to be able to pay their taxes. Also, having an effective administration. 1. There is need to have an online platform for taxpayers and for filing. 2. Adopting self-assessment will help to enhance tax collection. 3. Educating future taxpayers will help them understand their responsibilities to pay taxes and enhance their compliance. 4. Introducing tax incentives for tax officials will help them to boost their faithfulness in collecting taxes. Also, there is need to have audit and verification programs to boost tax revenues.
The development of any nation depends on the amount of revenue generated by the government for the provision of infrastructural facilities. Taxation is the key to unlocking resources required for public investments and infrastructural growth. According to Trading Economics magazine, Only 24% of Nigerian income is taxed, compared to about 49.5% in the Netherlands pay personal tax income. Also, according to Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, only 19 million Nigerians pay personal income from the possible pool of 69.5 million as at September 2018. Despite the paltry sum payable as tax, there is hardly no difference when it comes to corporate tax. If citizens do not pay their tax, government will definitely not be able to fund development and education in particular. So it got me thinking, how best can government tax every taxable adult without stress? How can government maximize the tax potentials of the projected 100 million taxable adults in this country? It looks to me that the best option is to directly tax production and consumption. It does not matter what you call it, be it value-added tax or any other name. Taxing production and consumption is the only way taxation will be inclusive in Nigeria, since every human being either produces or consumes something. Furthermore, one of the most effective ways is to increase tax compliance. Majority tax compliance and individual payers are those under the payroll system. This is easy for the government to enforce because it serves as tax authority. The Nigerian Tax Authority needs to upgrade their servers to accommodate the users of the tax portals and to attract more taxpayers to the convenience offered by digitalization of the process. Also, tax officials need to understand the connection between their jobs and the development of the country's infrastructure. The tax officials of multinationals have become more sophisticated. Therefore, tax officials more than ever need to know about the resources required for combating aggressive tax planning. They should also undergo improvement courses that will equip them to know the skills necessary to deal with the ever-changing tax landscape. Tax officials also need to have the capacity to detect and punish tax evaders, so this will encourage the already compliant taxpayers. In conclusion, it is my opinion that to stem the tide of multiple taxation, the percentage of value-added tax should be increased across board.
Diversification of the economy is one of the major initiatives the government could adopt to improve the Nigerian tax system. From time immemorial, Nigeria has been operating a monolithic economy, which is well beyond government control under the international oil price system, thereby exposing the economy to fluctuations in the global market, distorting budget forecasts, and making meaningful changes almost impossible. But with the diversification of the economy, from crude oil to other areas such as energy industry, agriculture, and education, the country stands a chance to yield more revenue. Moreover, a good and realistic fiscal policy is pivotal to the efficiency of the country's tax system. Fiscal stimulus can raise outputs and increase income in the short run to have the greatest impact with the least long-run costs, the timely, temporary, and targeted. Fiscal stimulus, such as tax cuts and spending increases, can raise output and income in the short put by increasing overall demand. It is therefore germane to formulate flexible policies which fosters inordinate increases in prices of goods and must be easily reviewed in tandem with major economic changes on the long run. Also, an organization or group who refuses the wisdom of timely reforms has already settled for an oblivion in advance. MICMO of the International Center for Tax and Development argues that the most effective single reform has been the introduction of value-added tax, which is in existence in almost every country where it is feasible to do so. Change is constant. Change is needed, often because new trends evolve every day, and new methods are needed to meet new needs. Aside the enforcement of value-added tax, Section 101 of the company's income tax should also be enforced. One major way Nigeria could improve its tax efficiency is to devise formidable and resourceful strategies for identifying the original income of companies. This will not only create a skyrocket in the company's revenue, but we also make way for the fair and egalitarian society we preach for. Like I said earlier on, my friend Sarata was not able to register due to the inflated and obviously exorbitant tax clearance fee. What then is the essence of free education when the tax clearance fee still remains a thorn in the neck of the applicants? To this end, I recommend that the government should equalize the tax bar rates between the low-income earners and the high-income earners, instead of taxing the high-income earners on the lower rates.
Holistically, the Nigerian tax system can be better if all states and indeed federal governments adopt most of the initiatives put in place by the Lagos state government as far as taxation is concerned. One basic initiative is an aggressive and continuous sensitization of the populace, which are the market traders, transporters, and business owners, on the importance of paying taxes to avoid them from evading tax payments. A lot goes into this, like jingles, advertisements, drama sketches, and so on, which are supported with flyers, leaflets, handbills, and pamphlets, all educating the people about taxation. Another initiative that I feel can improve the Nigerian tax system is what I will refer to as let's help ourselves policy. By this, I mean the government at all levels should make everyone understand that as much as they want help from the government also need help from them by paying their taxes promptly. Again, a good example is the Lagos state government. You cannot be a resident of Lagos, and when you want to register your child in a junior or senior public secondary school without presenting your tax clearance. This is the reason people now pay their taxes, knowing fully well that it is a case of let's help ourselves. Honestly, this is really working in this state, and I believe if other tiers of government at state, local, and federal levels adopt this initiative, our tax system can improve. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really follow my discussions and presentations on this issue, you will agree with me that the usual textbook ideas most of us are familiar with may not solve our problem of improving our tax system. The taxpayers, as a matter of importance, must realize the need for them to pay taxes. In view of this, conviction and trust comes in here, as well as transparency. Surely, it is not all about asking people to pay taxes. They also need to see that whatever they pay as taxes are used judiciously by the government in the provision of basic amenities. Another important initiative is equity or ability to pay. You see, it is quite easy for the government to collect taxes from civil servants or what we loosely call government workers. Their taxes are usually deducted from stores before their salaries are paid. The truth is that this group of people form a minute percentage of taxable adults because majority of them are businessmen, women, artisans, and so on. This majority most often feel that they are unjustly taxed. Hence, some of them do not pay at all. I really think this is where education comes in. People should be taxed based on equity. The only connection I ever had with taxes is tax clearance certificate. You know why? No tax clearance, no registration in public schools. It took the competition for me to understand that multiplicity of taxes, non-availability of tax database, tax touting, tax loss complexity, non-payment of tax refunds, and many more have been some of the challenges the Nigerian tax system has been confronted with from time immemorial. What can be done? First, the system has to be introduced into primary and secondary curricula. Sir, madam, if we cannot have taxation as a subject on its own in our schools, then we can have it as a compulsory club or society. If children are taught the importance of payment of tax in schools, this will be cascaded in the society, from the child to the parent and back to the nation. Besides, Nigerians believe they get nothing from their taxes because they are neither carried along nor well informed. Attentive judges, it took one billboard around Ikeja for me to understand that our tax was used for that particular road. Imagine those in areas that are not considered important. Of course, it will be difficult to convince them because they do not trust tax officials. They don't know what their money is used for. They are misinformed. Flip the switch by having more billboards, jingles, symposia, adverts on televisions, and evaluate again. Furthermore, why is the Nigerian tax system so complex? Why can't we have a simplified payments method? Look at what is happening in Estonia, a nation that is consistently ranked with the world's best tax system by the Tax Competitiveness Index. Look at New Zealand, a country with the world's simplest tax system. Can't we model them? In addition, we need to go digital in the true sense. I'm referring to digital identification, digital finance, online tracking of invoices, and auto-populating tax returns. Kenya has got it right with just 1 minute. 1 minute for tax filing in Estonia. If the Nigerian tax system continues to appear like rocket science to the average Nigerian, then we'll keep having an ineffective tax system. Attentive listeners, people are ready to pay taxes. They just want the system to be fair enough, coherent enough, and transparent enough. That's not too much to ask for.
Amazing. In all competitions, winners must emerge. Chief MACDK, past president of the CITN, announced the winners.
The third position with a score of 94 is Iju Senior Grammar School. Okeode Senior High School is second with a score of 95%. And the winner today is Apapa Senior Grammar School with a score of 97%.
A visibly amazed coordinator of Sweet Lagos chapter wrapped it all up this way.
These children here are definitely going to be the future leaders of our great nation. I can see presidents among them, governors amongst them, ministers among them, commissioners amongst them. I can also see state coordinators, and in fact, the future president of CITN is amongst them.
End of discussion. Nothing more to add. Enjoy the rest of the holiday and be assured of the best in 2022. Bye for now.